Good morning to everyone who is watching this video. My name is Tiong. Now my group members and I will present on the implication of online learning. COVID-19 has been labeled as a pandemic that poses a current danger to the world. This epidemic has forcefully caused the global lockdown of a number of activities, including educational activities, resulting in massive emergency shift of institution to distance learning as the online learning platform. Online learning is a great way to get started and keep going in the future. However, contemporary online learning systems have some implications for the better, for the worse, or for both. We will look at the 5 different viewpoints on online learning application in this video. Now, I'm going to show the first implication of online learning, which is the student psychological effects on online learning. During lockdown, students were excited even during the first online class, saying that they were able to welcome each other. However, the enthusiasm of online learning began to wear off during the second one. Students are beginning to doubt the efficiency of online learning. Students started to complain about the completion of several tasks and the expiration of quotas and the status of the internet network. The anxiety is much more prevalent in middle and lower income households than middle and upper income families. Students are concerned about their parents' earnings, which has been lowered as a result of the physical distance policy, which forced their parents to stay at home, reducing their earnings. As a result, when parents' earnings fall, students will become anxious, since they will be required to purchase a quota to pursue their lesson procedure. Several also will also lose the strength of earning, and the students are concerned about to paying their school tuition. And then too many tasks also cause mood disruption in the students. The students complain about having too much assignment. Some students even believe that the lecturers are inefficient in identifying effective learning strategy. During the learning process, students express dissatisfaction with the absence of social assistance from the peers and lack of the physical connection. And that's all from me. Now my group member will present the next.
Hi guys, my name is NURWAHIDAH from UNIVERSITI. My MATRIC number is 7154. So my title is Online Learning to Increase Educational Productivity by Improving Learning Opportunities. So for the first one is broadening access to results and experiences. Because of the relativity, the student demand locality or the cost aside with recruiting teachers with the necessary skill and experience. Online learning can broaden student access to course taught by qualified teachers in school that will otherwise not afford to provide this course due to the cost aside with recruiting teachers with the necessary skill and experience. Online learning improvements may boost productivity by allowing students to access qualified teachers without having to pay for highly competent teachers at each location. In general, this result is a greater number of people having access to educational opportunities. The second is engaging students in active learning. By substitution natural time with work and individual work and engage students more actively in learning and allows for motivation and deeper learning. Online learning has the potential to improve learning outcomes. Online discussion, ongoing assessment with quick feedback, and includes computer lab hour where students can receive one-on-one support based on the work they have completed from the online learning system. The online teacher or the face-to-face share are examples of these activities. And the third is individualizing and computerizing instruction. Online learning environments are frequently described as highly customized and diverse. Some are designed to meet the education needs of a wide range of students, including English language learning, students with disabilities, and gifted students, while others are designed to allow for flexible to accommodate family travel, athletes, performance, or otherwise time-specific content, or because the student was hospitalized or homebound. So for the last is maximize teacher and student. There are at least two ways to make use of infrastructure of student time by using online learning management system and other online data system that allow for visualizations of learning progress and student development may provide an opportunity to lighten to educator workload by offering target input to lesson planning and seeking to address individual student effectively. So for effecting on one's on learning development might be beneficial to students. So that's all for me. Now my group member will present next. Thank you.
Greetings to all. I'm Chris Samuel and I will be presenting on the effectiveness in online learning experience. First of all, online learning can be very effective as it promotes flexibility of time and study materials. This is a very important factor for students, especially the flexibility of time can be applicable during our own asynchronous session, where students can take full advantage of their own study schedule in their own time, based on their own pace and ability. Next, it is much easier to sustain active social and family life while completing studies. This is due to the fact that students who study online wouldn't need to be far away from home just to complete studies and have more time to bond with their families and their friends. And thirdly, online learning can be effective as there are students who actually achieve higher scores through online learning. However, online learning can be also ineffective as it requires good internet and good device to study online. This problem can be the biggest problem, especially to students in rural areas where internet connection is not a very strong point in those areas, and not all households able to afford a good device that actually supported the online study platforms such as Zoom or X. Then online learning can be also ineffective as it creates a disturbance of nearby situations or things. This is a very subtle habits that most people did, especially during their studies or during their works, where they would habitually check on their phones for notifications of messages or emails. And this is actually very distracting for us students while studying. And finally, online learning is ineffective as it lacks the physical surveillance on students' progress and conditions. Although online quizzes and assessments is a good way of assessing students' study progress, however, physical surveillance might be far more better than online ones. So in summary, based on my own opinion, online learning can be both effective and ineffective, depending on how a person decides to use it to their own advantage. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for his detailed explanation. Hi, everyone. I'm SAMMI VOON with the MATRIC number of 76688, and now I would like to discuss on the implications of online learning on teachers. So teachers have been required to teach at home during the lockdown periods, which makes it necessary for them to be well-versed with all sorts of technologies. Teachers' volume of work has since then increased dramatically as a result of the intricacy of online teaching. Today, we're going to be looking into some of the impacts of online learning on teachers, which include redesign of the curriculum activities, hardships in guiding students with needs, low digital literacy, as well as psychological issues. The online teaching session have undeniably restricted the resources available to be presented to the students and thereby increasing the burdens of the teachers as they need to re-envision innovative ways to present the knowledges. Those who teach in the STEM stream had to reorganize the science labs, as students are usually not equipped with the apparatus needed at home, and this might usually take up quite some time. Some of the teachers have also made use of the gamification technique in the e-learning process to deliver the knowledges. Other than that, teachers that are in charge of the students with disabilities are also heavily impacted, as they can no longer observe their students' responses and to guide them face-to-face. Teachers are constantly worrying about the performance of their students, especially those with learning disabilities, as they can't correct them on the spot when they have made mistakes. As a result, these teachers will usually have to undergo intensive training to accommodate to the needs of these students. Moreover, most teachers have been troubled by the modern technologies, as about 40% of them are found to have low digital literacy, and 20% of them will need to have extensive training to adapt to these modern technologies. Senior teachers are facing more problems than their younger and skilled counterparts, as some of them do not even have the basic computer skill. For example, creating the Zoom meeting link. And lastly, most teachers are reported to have struggled from mental health issues as a result of the sudden shift of teaching mode. It is also recognized by UNESCO as one of the adverse effects of school closure, and female teachers are prone to these issues as they have to take care of both work and family during lockdown, and teachers also feel tense and worrying as they need to adapt to those unfamiliar technological tools. It is shown that 50.6% of the teachers experience stress, 49.5% of them have anxiety, while 32.2% of them are struggling with depression. Next, I would like to invite Chai Min Ted to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, so I will talk about the implementation of online learning to develop the soft skills. So yeah, before I start, I introduce myself first. So my name is Chai Min Ted with matrix number 69300 and currently studying finance in UNIVERSITI. So yeah. So as we all know, online learning has become the new norm nowadays due to COVID-19 pandemic outbreak globally. Online learning has various benefits such as its flexibility, convenience, and cost effectiveness. However, these advantages are built upon the smoothness of the online learning program or lecture. Not only those advantages, online learning will also develop students' soft skills. Soft skills means that they are the non-technical skills that is related to how the student to perform, and there are several soft skills that can be developed through the online courses. Yeah, so the first one is communication. Communication is absolutely a skill required by most employers in various industry fields. Online classes will develop the public speaking skills of students because normally the students need to fulfill the requirements of video or live presentation and for their accomplished projects. The students will dominate in this communicating style over time. The second one is time management. Online studies keep students on a consistent schedule with deadlines to meet, helping them to learn time management and being productive day by day. So it is a challenge to manage time wisely, but they can develop the time management once they can adapt to it. So moreover, employers frequently appreciate the time management skills required to finish an online degree program and see these talents in future workers as a desirable asset. And the third one is motivation. To thrive in the sector and advance their careers, fresh graduates must have a strong work ethic. Therefore, being able to inspire themselves is a good transferable talent to have. Because of the nature of online education, it necessitates a great deal of self-motivation and personal drive. Recruiters are always looking for graduates who can self-motivated and more confident. So online learning is a place where it can give students the most motivation spirit. And the last but not least is the adaptability. So it is one of the most in-demand soft skills in business right now. By going through the online classes, the student will be able to adapt to changes rapidly and successfully, and they will need to cope with the challenges in the volatile environment. Likewise, they can apply for the new learning to adapt as fast as possible because the business environments are changing rapidly too. So after our group discussion, a small discussion, we have come up with a conclusion as well. We all agree that since the cons of online learning outweigh the pros, perhaps that the remote classes will be abolished and physical classes will be implemented as soon as possible to alleviate the physical and psychological issues that have been faced by all parties. In short, online learning can be conducted fully online with all instructions taking places through the internet, or online elements can be combined with face-to-face interactions in what is known as blended learning. Yeah, so that's all from our group. Thank you.